It's up. Oh, guess what I didn't do automatically. You know what that is, right?
Change the title.
Yep. By the magic of television, or actually of YouTube. Hey man, how was your weekend?
It's fine. Yeah.
Cool.
Good.
Very
Busy.
cool.
Been busy. Yeah.
Nice.
Still working on the solar panels, which is cool. We're doing wiring and
Nice.
piping and stuff. It's good. Yeah, it's
Why
fun.
would a Polygon website be using a lot of energy? I don't know. My MacBook Pro just said it's using a lot of energy. All right.
Polygon?
Well, just said it was. Anyhow,
Okay.
You know what I'm gonna say?
10.
No, I'm not. You know why? I
15.
totally forgot to launch chat on my actual iPad here, so
5.
I've got to launch chat.
Caphole 9999. Hello, welcome back. Good to see you.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Woo! All right.
What's up?
Well, I'm waiting for my iPad to catch up here so I can get chat going.
Hello, iPad. Hello. Hello.
There we
Hello.
go. Hey, what's up,
Welcome,
Capital? And
everybody.
we're going to go
Hopefully
live in
everybody
10.
else is doing good. Yeah.
10.
10 seconds.
Would you believe I'm going to say 5, 4,
5.
3, 2. Hey, everybody. Welcome.
Hello.
It is, what is it? May 10th. It is May 10th.
It is.
And it is 2021. Not Your Average Show here with Corey and Mike. Good evening. It is Monday evening. And we got so much yeet Caphole. Yes, yeet. Absolute yeet. It's yeetness in the chat. We got a yeet already. Early for a yeet. Beat the summer yeet.
Oh,
That
was bad.
That was bad. Anyhow, yeah, we got so much to talk to you about, guys. We got a Doge dive, winter blockbusters, a couple other things to talk about here. We got the fungus from the moon, or no fungus among us. And we got the Division Heartland, also a free game coming from the Tom Clancy crew over there from the Division game that Corey and I used to play extensively, which is pretty cool. And also Yeet. And
you gotta go? Oh man.
Oh, he's gotta go.
Feel better. And yeah, catch you next time, man.
See ya.
I hope you feel better though. See you then.
All right. So what's going on, man? How are you?
Not bad. Not bad. Like I said, just working on those solar panels still. It's hot out, so that's as expected, but it's coming along well. So yeah, it's fine. It's going good.
Yeah, it is. It is a little warm. The summer sun has started to take the toll on the Central Florida area, so it is definitely warm if you're working out there. And I remember the days we used to fly helicopters in this extreme heat, and especially when it gets over 90 degrees, you want to be up above about 1,500 feet for extended periods because it gets warm. So yeah, that's
mandatory uniforms, black pants, and usually 2 shirts because you're sweating profusely.
Yep.
So
it was black pants, white shirts, and they were collared shirts, and and black socks because you didn't want to look like a fool. And then
I flew with a helmet, so
not me.
Yeah,
headset, David Clark, which was got equally as warm, but not as warm as a helmet.
Yeah,
I could imagine.
Hot, though.
I do remember doing some flights in the middle of summer where I'd be literally getting into a hover, and the sweat, because obviously there's no hair here, would be literally running down my face, and it would touch the brim of my sunglasses and just do this, drip, and I, scorching sun, saline,
And those were always the times, right, when the student can't hover by themselves yet. So you're literally like, you got to fly, and you're like, I am so freaking hot.
Yes.
Can't you take controls? Oh no, you can't.
No, you can't, because you can't hover yet, and I haven't gotten yet. Then
So we're all gonna bake here while we're waiting for somebody to taxi by.
Pretty much. So, and I'm just sitting there going like this, trying to get the sweat out of my eyes, and obviously that's not no. So anyhow, so we got tons to talk about. Actually, I think it was kind of an interesting weekend. So I guess we should just maybe go right into it. If maybe
Dude,
sure.
Take it away.
Take it away. So here's the deal, right? If you we've been talking about it. Obviously, Elon Musk does Elon very well because he's Elon, right? And we talked about the fact that he was going to be on Saturday Night Live, and that was causing quite the dust up with the cast member and the crew. And ironically, what basically ended up happening was nothing. Everyone that actually commented on him being on the show, they all participated. However, in his opening monologue, he did say that he was one of the first self-admitted Asperger's diagnosed people, which took a little bit of flack for that because actually longtime cast member Dan Aykroyd also has Asperger's, apparently. So he took some flack for that, but he also was pumping out a little bit of information on Dogecoin, had his mom on the actual monologue, said that she was going to get her Mother's Day gift in Dogecoin, and ironically, while he was on Saturday Night Live, it took a dip. It did take a dip, and it's not really. I'm not really sure if there's any connection there. If it was something, and this is also according to a couple of different sources, which the actual cryptocurrency Coinbase site was stating the fact that Dogecoin, right here, it did take a dip. Mm-hmm. Okay, and it's continued to dive a little bit off of where it was. I think it was about 70 cents. It's down to about 45 cents. And I don't know if there's been any relationship because I know he's really, really hot on Dogecoin. And I don't know what the possible relationship is there. So what's your thoughts on that one, man?
I don't know. I mean, if you're unaware about the history of Dogecoin was literally created as a meme between a few friends. The guy that created Dogecoin literally created it just as a joke. It wasn't even meant to be a real currency. And when he found out that people on Reddit actually had found it and were serious about it, liked it enough that they wanted to trade it, he kind of lost control of it. Actually, there's the guy and another guy. I think it was two guys that made Dogecoin, and both of them ended up getting out of it. But regardless, it was kind of started as a meme currency, a meme cryptocurrency, and
right.
It's just people think it's funny, and there you go, and it's taken off up in price. I mean, I know this. There's some other ones I know we'll get to talk about Ethereum and whatnot, but yeah, Dogecoin in particular. Yeah, I mean, Elon. I think I just saw that you could buy a Tesla in
Dogecoin.
Was it Ethereum or Dogecoin?
I think he's taking some cryptocurrencies now. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can buy it in Shiba Inu because that's another cryptocurrency that's up and coming. Believe it or not,
that's a dog breed, Shiba Inu.
Yeah.
We have a part Shiba Inu dog.
Yeah. So there you go. But yeah, so it's kind of there's things out there like NFTs we talked about, and now obviously there's meme cryptocurrencies, not even like regular crypto, but meme cryptocurrencies, and it is what it is, man. People are doing weird stuff.
They are doing well, and here we're just going to bring up that this is actually from Coinbase.com, and here's Bitcoin now sitting at a price of $55,000 per coin, and on a volume of 71.7 billion. Right, Ethereum is now at $3,922, and they've seen a massive spike. Now, Ethereum over the last 4 years has had its ups and downs, and the supply of Ethereum though is at 115 million. But Dogecoin, here's the difference, and I think this is where he's really hedging his money on the fact that it's not that big of a deal for it to drop the way that it did. The amount of Ethereum out there in the world, Dogecoin is 129.5 billion. Okay, that's in the actual supply chain. So I'm not really sure if that offset, the fact that it took that little bit of a dive, is going to hurt Elon Musk himself personally. I'm not sure there's any relationship to the SNL skits and the fact that he didn't bomb. Let's put it that way. It wasn't bad, right? But he did take some flack for his earlier comments that he's also had on Twitter. But he also says, "Hey, look, this is what you get." He said that this is what happens when you have a guy that actually commits towards a green future where, he's out there putting out electric cars. He believes in cheap internet. He believes in all these things. He's actually produced a lot of results, yet there's still people that you can't get good enough in that respect. But I don't know if that really portrayed something on Dogecoin and its price. Interesting though, right?
Yeah. There's definitely, as you said, anybody who gets big enough and successful enough, there's always people that just say they just are haters of whatever it might be. And Elon certainly got plenty of people who just constantly bet against, whether it's Tesla, bet against SpaceX, whatever it might be, and that's, I mean, it is what it is. So.
It is what it is. But hey, I think if I was going to invest right now, though, quite honestly, I think if I was going to go into a cryptocurrency, I think I might go into Doge.
Yeah, I mean, it's so cheap in terms of cheap. It's cheap in terms of all the other ones we've been talking about recently, right? So I know. It's honestly, man, if you I know we linked Coinbase, so if you were just kind of just scroll down
Sure.
Coinbase's list and just see if anybody else doesn't know either. I mean, there's just so many different ones here.
As
That
you
I'd have to
said
do some
that
looking
though,
at it and see. Yeah.
there is a relative look at this. All of them have a dip. Not just Doge, right? Doge is
Hmm.
going down, but everybody's on a slight downward trajectory to a
At the
degree
same exact time,
at the same
almost.
exact time,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
ironic, right?
The only well, I mean, look at Shibu though. I know Shibu is dirt cheap. I mean, it's way less than a cent per coin. But I mean, look at it. That's actually went up.
It went up.
So,
Shiba. Oh my God.
so
Wow.
but look at this. Look at his volume.
Its
The
volume
supply
is
of
a
Shibu,
massive amount, but
394 trillion.
trillion, that's in supply. Okay, so here's the difference, right?
Yeah.
Shiba, and at that level, hey, it still might be a worthwhile investment because you never know right now what you could pick up. And, you might be looking down the road where it would actually hit $10, per Shiba. And you might be making yourself some, I'm just saying. Look, I know.
No, as you say it, it's just kind of funny, but yeah, exactly. If you bought 10 Shiba, I mean, and it went up to $1, you'd
Yeah.
be making bank.
Yeah, you'd be in some luck. You could make some
Yeah.
bucks.
Yeah.
So, is there a relationship between his SNL performance, whatever? I don't think so. I think he did very, very well. As far as being generally entertained, it was generally entertaining. His monologue was pretty good. And, what could you expect for the fact that you forget he's not a celebrity? In the standard form of a performer or a comic or something of that nature, he's just not a celebrity, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's just different.
Wow. A quick math there. $10,000 of Shibu
Yeah.
will net you 285,715,000 shares.
I love it.
So
Let's buy
if you
Shiba.
had that many and then you sold it by $1,
$1, that would be
you're legit making back $8.1
very
trillion
nice.
dollars.
Good on the math. Good on the math on the recovery.
Which isn't gonna happen, but there you go.
Hey, it'd be great. Actually, I do have to say this because for those of you that are regular followers, our show's average views have gone up, and we have actually we're picking up subs at a rate that is inexplicable, which is nice. And thank you for that, guys. And if you get a chance, if you like what you hear, like, subscribe, and come on and join the show and join the chat because we appreciate it very much. And we're gonna wrap that one up. And Corey's gonna take us. Where the heck are you taking us? I forgot what subject is next.
Well, we're both doing movies, right? Do you want to? I could go Clancy, I guess.
Were you gonna go Fungus, or are we gonna just talk movies?
We're gonna go movies, then we're going to Clancy, and then we're
All
gonna
right, let's just talk movies then.
Fungus.
If you want to drop the intro on movies, then here, because you know what, I'm gonna let you drop the intro on movies. So here's Corey. He's gonna talk to you about AKA summer/winter blockbusters.
Yeah. So for our next one, basically this article we've linked to you comes from CNET, and it just says exactly what we're going to talk about. New movies coming out in 2021, Netflix, Marvel, etc. A lot of them are postponed. So not that we always talk about movies on this channel. We talk about a lot of different stuff here, but one of the things we do enjoy, we join video games, as you guys know, and tech and aviation, but we do also like movies. And if anyone is wondering, of course, we haven't been in the theater in quite a while, so we are looking forward to going and see some movies in the theater. So I mean, there's some things that just came out like Mortal Kombat that are obviously streaming that was a movie, right?
Right.
That would have come out in theaters, but regardless, there are some we wanted to see. So the article here from CNET just kind of kicks off the conversation that just as we had hoped that that COVID would not last so long in terms of everything, really, right? Businesses, going out to eat, whatever it might be, as far as we quote normal life movies is in there. And so a lot of things have been postponed, all the way from Godzilla, Marvel, Black Widow, at least how they were going to be released. If we go further along to things we really were looking forward to see, like Top Gun 2, there's some Matrix things coming up. Obviously, any of the Marvel movies that could be good. So yeah, things have been delayed. One thing that first comes to mind if we look, so if we go to the next article that we linked for you guys down below, is the IMDb calendar.
Right.
So it's a good place to kind of keep track of really all the movies, independent of genre. And down there, I know there's a few. I know Mike's going to mention some, but looking through here, things that I was looking forward to. Obviously, Dune is really high on my list.
Sure.
Top Gun's
Check
up
one
there
off.
as well.
So Dune is an October 1 release, October 1st, which
And
is
yeah. So all the things we say now are currently what they are like right now.
right.
Yeah. So if we just kind of move down, I'll pick a few as I go. So as I kind of move down the list, A Quiet Place 2, the 28th of May. Now that's pretty soon.
Which
but that
means a
movie
summer release.
Yeah, had a good release the first A Quiet Place.
Right.
And then the second one's coming as well, so I'm gonna watch the first one again and look forward to that one as well. If we go down a little bit more, if you guys now are interested in the Fast and Furious, it's been a long going franchise, still quite popular with a lot of different different demographics. The 25th of June, that's when that one's coming.
So here's something funny though. They named this one F9, and you know what the airline code for Frontier is? F9. Just strange. One of those things.
There you go.
Yeah,
so,
there you go.
So Frontier is coming out in June.
Yes, Frontier is coming out in June.
Good.
You got Snake Eyes, right?
I know Snake Eyes. Yeah, where was that again?
That is Snake Eyes is July 20th.
Snake Eyes in July. Snake Eyes in July. Yeah. I know Mike was gonna say Black Widow.
We missed one.
We
missed one. Jungle Cruise. Actually, I just saw it on the list. Jungle Cruise is July 30th.
Yeah, which Jungle Cruise.
Disney's got big money on that one, so that's another one.
They do. If you guys haven't seen that, it's got The Rock and Emily Blunt, based loosely on a Jungle Cruise, as Mike said, from Disneyland's theme park ride, Jungle Cruise. That's also coming out. Snake Eyes, if you're old enough or the right age to remember G.I. Joe, Snake Eyes is one of those guys,
right?
He's got an origin movie coming out in July 23rd.
Then you got what's your other one that Ryan Reynolds has got one coming out, which is
yes, and as I go a bit down, and then I'll hand it over to you as well. But I wanted to point out, the 13th of August, Free Guy. That's been delayed a little bit too. I think just once now. But that's if you're not aware, that's got our man Ryan Reynolds or Deadpool or whatever you want to be.
Yep.
He's been the Green Lantern, and he's been the Flame. No, what's Johnny Blaze. He's been a few different things. But anyway, there you go. That's basically where he's in a video game, and he's an NPC in a video game. But then he kind of like wakes up and is like, "I'm in a video game.
I'm in a video game, right?"
And he kind of wakes up. So that could be cool. There are some other ones, but I'm going to pass over Mike so he can continue.
So just a couple. Well, you got Dune on that one. I got October 8th. I got No Time to Die. James Bond, obviously making its return to the big screen, and I'm just wondering how well it's going to perform because. So here's the ones that are going to really hit, and I'm going to say this is why we're in the winter blockbuster, because this is going to come up in fall. But hey, half the country is pretty cold in November at this point, so you're going to have No Time to Die October 8th. You got The Eternals, which is another in the Marvel universe. That's going to be November 5th, which means it's going to be another major release for Disney on their hands.
Yep.
We have Ghostbusters Afterlife, which was one that you had on your list. I put it on my list.
Yeah, could be cool.
That's November 11th. Then we have November 19th is going to be Top Gun Maverick, right?
Yep.
So that's a big one on the list. And then
been delayed how many times now? 3 times?
3 times. And look, obviously it's going to follow the same formula that we've always seen in these style movies, Days of Thunder, the same. I'm sure it's going to be the exact same thing. So there's that. And then there was a Matrix movie. Which one was the Matrix movie? Because there's also
Matrix 4 is set December 22.
Right. So that's going to be the latest. And I just saw this also on the list. Jackass 4 is coming out October 22nd.
I missed it somewhere. But yep.
Oh, dude. How did we miss this? Wait, this is for next year. Sorry, we didn't miss it. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is the 25th of March, 2022.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
As we get into the 2022, all the dates are kind of still up in the air, at least right now with the pandemic. I mean, if you go all the way out to May, the next Thor movie's in May next year. But I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, we'll see. But yeah, there's some. I guess what we're saying is there's a bunch of big movies that have either been delayed or still upcoming. And not just from Marvel, but just everybody's got movies that have been put on the back burner. So movies that have been done shooting for a while now, and they're just waiting.
Sure. So look, here's my big question, right? Does F9, Fast 9, does it make that multi-million-dollar splash, or is it do they see this movie come out and make, say, I don't know, $250 million, or excuse me, $250 million, quarter of a billion or so, and they go, wow, that's as good as we're gonna do in the post-COVID era, at least in something that's considered a summer blockbuster. And I'm really curious to see what that gauge is gonna be for the summer blockbuster to come back this year, when they actually first say, okay, this one has made a dent in what we thought we were gonna see, right? As far as a blockbuster summer kind of thing, because winter looks like it's gonna be the real one, right? Looks like winter's gonna be the one where you're gonna get the heavy hitters coming.
Yeah, exactly. And there was a lot of these, like we mentioned, there was a lot of these movies that were set for summertime movies, summertime blockbusters.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, I mean, Top Gun 2 was going to be sometime in the summer.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It just obviously is not. So, yeah, Mike, just what Mike said there is totally true. A lot of things are still coming out in the summer, but there are a lot of the big summer blockbusters that you would think have been moved to the fall. And as we mentioned, as example, like Black Widow. Black Widow's been done filming for a long time.
Long time.
Now it's coming out in July, but wasn't it supposed to honestly come out like Christmas time, last Christmas or
I
something?
thought it was.
It's been a long time.
I thought it was.
I think, unless
Yeah.
I'm mistaken, they had to actually change some of the Falcon and Winter Soldier show on TV. If you guys know that miniseries they showed on TV, I think they had to change some of that because there was going to be some references to that.
That had to be
references
changed.
to the Black Widow. And obviously, Black Widow never came out, so I mean, it's just
We missed one. November 24th is Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City. So that's another one. So here, right? Look. So what's your feeling, right? My feeling is we're going to be at hybrid launches where you're really not going to look at the revenue from a movie in its actual theatrical release for another year and a half, where people can actually say, wow, look at this worldwide theatrical release and how much money it made, because I don't think you're going to have that. I think you're going to have some sort of hybrid release in the movies going all the way probably to 2022, where they take numbers that maybe they do, hey, it's going to have like 4 to 6 weeks in the theaters, and then they're going to go to a digital streaming service where you're going to pay a premium price to watch it at home. And that way they're going to come up with some sort of hybrid numbers for what an actual summer/winter blockbuster is going to make. That's my thought. I think that's the only way they can really get away with it.
Yeah, I think from my perspective, I think kind of tagging along just what you said is COVID's obviously upturned everything, and how much the movies make in terms of like opening weekend or full price they bring in around the world is all going to change, because let's just say that the US was good to go, theaters were open and we're good to go. Well, just take a quick look at India. India's going through COVID number 3 or whatever, right? So, and there's no way they'd be in theaters.
No.
So I think just what you said, how it's just going to be different, how either it's a hybrid release or rather hybrid numbers in terms of how the companies that make the movies decide how successful they are or not. I think it's still going to be a bit in flux, even for them too.
Ooh.
Because this whole opening weekend thing. Well, it's not too particular to say that movies opened up the same day all around the world, because that's not the case either.
Sure.
It was always a little bit different here, and
correct.
Movies that, for example, movies that went to China sometimes had to be edited to different things taken out. So it was all a little bit in flux. But
here's an interesting thing though. December 22nd is going to be a massive day, because you're going to have The Matrix 4, The Kingsman, Sherlock Holmes 3, Wicked, Sing 2, Downton Abbey 2, okay, and A Journal for Jordan, which if
7 movies, seven openings on the same day.
7 openings on the same day. So I think that's gonna, like, I'm looking at right now. I'm saying in my mind, between October and December, you should really see where the movie industry is going to fall for the future setup of 2022, where let's see what's going to happen and how other major releases are going to do. And hey, for the folks that are watching at home, let us know in the comments below what you think, what movies you're looking out for, and what movies you think are going to be the best performers. Because I think F9, while it's going to do well, I'm putting my money on Maverick for being this year's winner. Maverick and The Matrix 4, I think, are the two that are going to be neck and neck when it all settles out for the most amount of money that they make. Could be wrong, but those are my two. Ooh, Dune and Dune.
Yeah, I mean, Dune. If you know about Dune, you read the movies, you maybe read the books, watched the movies in the past. Dune's really good. I mean, I'm also very much looking forward to Dune. Maverick's also obviously a huge movie too. Leading up to my perspective leading up to the fall. I know you mentioned the 22nd. That's certainly true. Just the week before that, Spider-Man's coming out.
Yes.
All by itself. and that's the 17th. So that's going to be pretty big too, I
It's
think.
going to be up there.
And
Yeah.
that'll be a little bit of a bellwether to tell you whether or not the fall in terms of the 22nd is going to what's the turnout going to be, right? Because if anybody's going to come out for anything that's pre-Christmas, it's the only movie out on that day, and it's Spider-Man, which
Sure.
people love Spider-Man. So that's the 22nd. That's the 17th. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Um,
I agree.
Obviously, like I said, Maverick in November is just before Thanksgiving. That's also going to be huge.
I mean, here it is
in terms of what's going to happen in December. So, yeah, I think November, December is gonna. Yeah, we'll see.
You're gonna get hit really hard. You're gonna have Ghostbusters Afterlife, Top Gun, King Richard. Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be some major hits in there. But like I said, I think Top Gun. I think it's gonna have. First of all, look at the lead-in time. Look at how much anticipation there is. Look at the movies that have made it to the streaming jump. Right, like look at how well Mortal Kombat has done. Right, so there's been a few movies that have made that jump very successfully. Now I'm also going to throw out kudos to Disney, because Disney, I think, was the first one at the very onset of the pandemic to actually just open up the floodgates and just make major releases straight to their service. Right?
Yeah, what was it?
It was a cartoon movie by Pixar.
What it was. What's that?
It was that cartoon movie about the elves and Pixar. And I'm trying to, the name of the movie is not ringing a bell, but it was a good movie. And it was actually fantastic, and they did well with that. So, Spider-Man, Google
EBY,
Find Home.
Spider-Man, Google Find Home.
What? No Way Home.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. My thought on that is it's definitely multiverse. Spider-Man's going to set up the multiverse hardcore for Phase 4, but
there you go.
We'll get there.
We'll see how it all works out. Hey, folks. Remember, like, subscribe, follow. Let us know in the comments below what you think. And let us know which one you think's going to take home the biggest blockbuster smashes for this coming summer winter release period, thanks to COVID. So, and we'll see how much the actual movie theaters come back to life. That'd be real interesting to see. You know, it would also be really interesting to see where there's life, Corey.
I don't.
This is for you. You're taking this one. Take us to Mars.
The Mars?
Yes.
Mars.
You are taking us to Mars, sir.
I'll take Mars, and you can hit up Clancy at the end.
You got it. That's all you.
Cool. So taking away the next article here, we actually, just for this article, we'll take you back to CNET. And the title says, "No, NASA photos are not evidence of fungus growing on Mars." Sorry.
Sorry.
So if you're not aware where this article is, kind of what it's referencing, a number of days ago, a study came out, and it was an actual scientific study. But basically, the study had looked at some pictures of the rover and of Mars, all just basically just pictures, and had come to the conclusion that there was enough evidence based on some things I'll go through in a minute, but based on that, enough evidence to say that there's basically fungus growing on Mars around the rover itself. And one of the quotes was, quote, "Growth, movement, alterations in location and shape constitute behavior, and coupled with life-like morphology, strongly support the hypothesis that there is life on Mars." That's from the paper, so end quotes. So for some perspective, it's not the first time they've speculated that possible fungus could be growing on Mars.
Right.
And multiple other experts in the field of microbiology and whatnot have basically said it's just not really that plausible. Mars is not, at least the surface of Mars is not that hospitable for general life, as we'd like to call it.
Right.
There is life that are called extremophiles on Earth, but also possibly in the rest of the universe, but certainly on Earth, that grow in places you certainly would think nothing can grow. For example, geothermal vents at the bottom of the ocean where very hot gases and maybe lava come out of the sea floor. There's actually sometimes life nowhere else on the sea floor, but right around the lava vent there, and some places you just wouldn't think there'd be any
right?
life.
There's tube worms down there. There's tube worms like that grow off these vents and other forms of life.
Yeah, so there's some really interesting places even on Earth where we're surprised, where we didn't think there'd be life, and there is. But nevertheless, a lot of experts agree currently that Mars is just there's not enough evidence, at least just straight from pictures, to say that it would seem that these fungi, or these mushrooms in this case, are actually growing there. Now, it's not to say that it's totally, nail in the coffin, not going to happen. It's just to say that it's kind of been looked at before.
That's
and
a
it
good
doesn't
pun.
appear to be the case yet. So if you've seen this on social media or wherever else, um,
It was a good pun.
again,
Sorry.
not a done deal, but it does not appear yet that this is quote done. Life on Mars has been found. Boom. So
Right.
yeah.
I'm interested to see what they will discover long term. I guess it's funny though how people jump to conclusions on this one just from seeing decent, I guess, in high definition photos that could have led to some sort of discovery where people just got themselves so excited, which, great if it turned out to be true. But I mean, this is why you put that rover up there, which was basically to get a better look at something. And to me, they looked like tennis balls. I would have been like, "Hey, Martian tennis balls prove
Yeah.
Martians used to play
Yeah.
tennis," and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know how they got fungus out of it, but they got what
Sure.
they got out of it.
Yep. Yeah, it is so in the scientific community it's more often the case that when something new that's discovered, such as things in like the fields of physics or something,
Hmm.
maybe the Large Hadron Collider finds supposed evidence of a new subparticle, but then they publish the paper and then they need to have it reproduced by other places multiple times,
Right.
right? Before it can maybe go from a theory to something that's considered okay, this is actually true and happening. So it's just part of the scientific community, right? One paper doesn't come out saying there's life on Mars, and then boom, there's life on Mars. It's just it's par for the course.
Mm.
So if you're still hoping for life on Mars, don't think this is totally it. But it's just part of the scientific process that
Of course. Of course.
we've got to get more evidence than just this, and we'll see. I will admit, if you've seen the pictures from the report itself,
Yeah.
it does look pretty fishy on even over just a few days how things seem to move,
Oh, sure, sure.
and it is interesting. But some other, as we said, some other experts have said, there are plausible
Reasons.
weather and other reasons that could generate these phenomena. So yeah, there you go. But yep. So
Really
we'll see what
interesting.
happens. Yeah.
Yeah,
Keep,
I guess
yeah.
we're gonna have to send up more Mars rovers and do more testing, and I don't think we find life on Mars until we actually get humans up there and they actually explore places that the rovers and they do more scientific digging with substantially different equipment, I think, and then you find some sort of life and the plausibility of it on Mars.
Mm-hmm.
And
It
the
is a
other
bit interesting. Yeah.
the
Oh,
other
go
part
ahead.
of it is what part of the spectrum can life exist on that we don't even know about yet, right? So
Yeah.
we only look right now at some levels of the visual spectrum. There's other spectrums out there that there could be infrared forms of life. There could be different life forms out there that we're not really anticipating that they will run into,
Mm-hmm.
and likelihood is they very well could exist. So and maybe they're microscopic and all sorts of different theories go through my head. But hey,
Yeah,
who knows?
exactly. I mean, when we've expanded our ideas, but when we typically first started looking for life other places, right? We would consider what we know would be required for life, such as what it's carbon based.
Right.
It requires water, of liquid water in some form, right? So some things we just kind of thought we knew, but we are expanding our the way we look for life. So maybe the fact that we haven't, and this is not the first time anybody said this, but possibly the reason we haven't really found life and the planet is we're looking in the wrong places. We're looking at
Sure.
the wrong things,
Right.
and that could totally be the case too. As we've mentioned before on our channel, they're looking at sending submarines to water-filled moons. I
Yeah.
think one of the moons is Jupiter, and
Correct. Yeah.
that could be a place that we find life. So it's quite interesting. The things that we're sending out, we track a lot of SpaceX and other rocket launches here, but the further exploration that's planned and is actually going on is pretty cool. And just a final side note, I also read that the Osiris Rex that's going around the asteroid Bennu, the one
Right.
that got that one just, I think it was yesterday, just set its course back to get back to here, and it'll be back in about 2 years. So
Cool.
it's got actual like samples of the asteroid Bennu on board. So that'll be cool too. But it's gonna be a while, as typical, cosmic time goes. It's not that far, but for us, 2 years, it's a while. So
Sure. Sure. It'll be interesting to see what gets here. So
oh yeah.
Cool. Why don't you tell them what they can do at home?
Yes. So thanks for hanging out with us for that. If you like what you see, what we're bringing to you, and what we have to say, and find it interesting, please like, share, and subscribe. It helps us out a whole bunch, and it's going to enable us to do more things. Obviously, share more stuff like this with you, but also go on some trips and do more rocket launches for you, and continue to let us bring you content. So
for sure.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. All right, I got one more for you. Yeah, and this one, look, we cover the stuff that we like, and we do it because we probably know that you liked it at some point too, and that's why I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Ubisoft announces a new free-to-play game, and it's going to be based in the Division universe called the Division Heartland. They say it's coming in late 2021, possibly 2022, and it's announced that it's going to be free-to-play, and it's their Red Storm Studio is going to be publishing this. And the details are really, really slim. It's Heartland. Look, the first Division game actually took place in New York City. Division 2 took place in Washington, D.C., both based on some sort of virus that was released into the environment, which didn't seem plausible today, or then, but it's more plausible today, right? But the difference is, if you look at what's coming out on, it's coming out Windows, PC, and into the cloud. But let's take a look at the differences between what's out there now today and what kind of universe this is going to be releasing into in the free-for-play. Because obviously you have your PUBG, right? You have your Fortnite. You have those games that are out there. But look, when you and I played this game a lot, and we ran the Division 1 a lot. We didn't go into the dark zone because we didn't like getting our asses kicked too much by teams that were obviously overpowering. However, the game in and of itself was a fantastic premise. The instances, though somewhat repeatable in some areas, were decent, but the storyline and the plot and the way you had to
setting.
Yeah, the setting was great.
Setting. When we did the New York one, when you and I were running around the first time, you're like, I know where I am. Like, I can navigate.
Yeah.
I know where we are. This is crazy.
It's crazy because, I used to work 1211 out of the Americas, and I was like, wait a second. If we go down this way, we're going to go back past this building. And I used to eat lunch right here. Wow,
this place, this hole in the wall with dead people over there.
Yes, this is kind of strange. However, but the gameplay, the progression is what we we played that game a lot.
Yeah, it was good fun. Yeah, especially with friends. It was great.
Yeah. So I wonder, what kind of gameplay could they change in the aspects of the Dark Zone, or what would they do to make it more compatible with, say, the Fortnite crew versus the PUBG crew? Because unless they make it like more interactive where you run on other teams and you talk to them and you trade maybe, or maybe they go that route where it's maybe not as just straight open fire and shoot, or they make it more persistent world where your character dies and that's it. His stuff is looted. I don't know. I wonder what they're going to do.
Yeah, I also wonder because, well, first off, it says Heartland, so that leads me to think it's another new setting.
Sure, America.
If you see the backdrop, the picture, it looks like a water tower.
Sure.
It's kind of in a forest area. So I don't know where we're supposed to be. I'm assuming Middle America somewhere, but mountainous area, which looks cool. That's interesting. But then also, don't forget, they also said a mobile Division game is coming. That doesn't say it's the same game. It just said another Division mobile game is coming.
Right.
So I also wonder exactly with you, if they say free to play, set in the Division universe, and it's called Division Heartland, that makes me wonder, is it exactly like you said? Is it going to be a battle royale game in a setting that's run down, post-apocalyptic Heartland USA? And to me, I hope not, man. And that's just me, personal preference to you guys out there. If you like battle royale games, cool, awesome, perfect, great, good for you. I got no problem with that. It's just not my style.
It is
to
mine.
Go into a game where you drop in with essentially nothing, and then you have this mysterious circle that kills everybody, and you have to run along and pick up stuff and kill people as you go. And then if you kill everybody, suddenly you win. You don't die. The circle doesn't continue to kill everybody; it just stops and you win. I'm just like, what? But
wait, there's a big caveat there that you're leaving out, because I'm a massive PUBG fan and I played the hell out of PUBG, right? The caveat is when you drop into this universe, right? And here's the thing about the Dark Zone that didn't really work that well. If you met up with substantial team members that were already geared out to the max, you had no chance. And whatever
it wasn't gear versus yeah.
Right, so you could just get splashed and that would be no problem. The one thing that I really liked about PUBG is the fact that I know that the guy that jumped out of the plane on the other side of the map has to find his good, his good fortune and his good gear. And he has, and the luck of the draw is I could probably find equally, if not better gear. And in some cases, if I was used to a certain loadout and I found something very similar, I was lethal at a distance that maybe he wasn't. Okay.
Or you could use setting, like the setting you land in, so you can
Right.
use setting with your pistol to kill him if he finds a rifle.
Exactly.
I get that stuff. Again, I just wonder because, as the division you and I played, it did have PVE areas. It was story based, right? And then there was PvP, which was the dark zone, and they were separated.
Sure. Yes.
But like you said, it's a good point you made. It's a good point that when you go into the dark zone, you'd only would know that the people were in there were, X level and higher. You didn't know what you're running into though.
No,
It could
not
be
at
a whole
all.
group of rogues that just grief everybody. Or you walk in there, and I went in there for some missions sometimes and I didn't see anybody.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I know. Sometimes we went in and we found other less fortunate teams that they picked a fight with the wrong people because we were more than happy to let them just do their own thing, and the next thing you know, firefight would
they
break
shoot
out.
you. Well, okay, I'm gonna shoot back.
Yeah, then we would win. But the difference was, more often than not, we ended up getting in there and getting our asses kicked and more frustrated, right? So look, the article, it says here that they could follow in the footsteps of Epic and Electronic Arts and go for the Battle Royale / Apex Legends Fortnite style game.
Yeah, exactly.
They also even say that Riot Games has Valorant, which has got the 5-on-5 games, which is possible too, right?
Yep.
So, but what I'm more interested in to see is what do they do with it, because a Clancy game in this environment and free. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
I
wait.
think
There's
either way, it might pretty be fun to play though. Yeah.
We forgot about another Clancy game that we played after the Division.
The Wildlands.
The Wildlands, which the Wildlands
that was a fun game too.
Was phenomenal. In an open GTA style open world game that was based on cartels and whatnot. So anything that you kind of bring that Clancy universe to in the gaming environment, I find to be fascinating, and I think it's going to get, it would take my money no matter what in that realm. But interesting to see it's going to be free to play.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's the thing that kicks me off to think it's some type of battle royale game because it's free to play.
Yeah.
And when you say free to play game that's cloud based, that's what's coming out.
You're probably right.
If you say free to play cloud based, you get a battle royale game. That's what it is. Right. So again, we'll just have to see. And I'm still reading into it, maybe too much, but it also says
you're probably not.
And a mobile division game is coming too, meaning it's in addition to or separate.
Right,
so I don't know.
Hey, I'm still waiting to get my invite to go into the xCloud. So we'll see if that comes up soon for me getting into the beta. But hey, I think that's going to do it for us today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks. And remember, like, subscribe, follow. And by all means, we've been really happy to bring you guys the stuff that we have been, and the response has been great. But we do have a couple other things that are coming up in the not too distant future that we're working on as soon as we get our schedules back in sync. So we're going to be back in the studio to bring you some other stuff. But that's about all I got. You got anything else, Corey?
I'm good, man. Yeah, well, as we said, please like, share, subscribe. Very much appreciated. Thanks for all the support. And a lot of any of these topics we cover, we don't just find them and talk about them once and leave them alone. I mean, we keep up with space. We're gonna keep up to date with these movies.
Yep.
If crazy stuff happens with crypto, we'll talk about that, and obviously gaming, guys. We'll talk about that too. So
and I got I actually got right back over there. It's on the shelf. I got a brand new Xbox.
Oh yeah.
The what is this one? The electric volt controller. It's actually bright yellow, so I'm looking to break into that bad boy. And I think I'm going to be in the market for a Series X here in the not too distant future. So just why not?
Oh, nice. Yeah, cool.
We'll see what happens. Hey, folks, that's all the time we got today. Thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you. When are we coming back? Tomorrow? Possibly. No, wait.
Tomorrow, I think, right?
We're going to try tomorrow. Schedules might not work out, but definitely
tomorrow.
Definitely Thursday.
Tomorrow, maybe, but not. Maybe not Wednesday. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, tomorrow might not work.
Yeah, tomorrow might not work. So definitely Thursday, and then we're gonna see what other days we get ourselves up to. Okay, folks?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
All right, everybody, take care. Have a great night. We'll see you soon.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Stay safe.
Later.
Bye.
Bum bum. We Thanks, Harris, for the music. Appreciate it.
Thank you.